I've scaled my Amazon business to multiple six figures in profit at 20 years old as a full-time college student, and I've helped multiple people start and scale their Amazon business. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys if I lost everything and I went down to zero, how I would scale back to my first six figures in profit in the fastest amount of time possible. I'm gonna give you guys my exact blueprint. If you're trying to start an online business or you're currently scaling your Amazon business, after this video, you should have a clear understanding on how to get to that first six figures in profit. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay, so guys, this would be my six-figure roadmap. If I had to do everything again, this is how I'll get to six figures in profit as fast as possible, right? Let's just say, let's set the scene right now. Let's just say we only have a couple of $1,000s, right, to invest into our business, and we want to multiply this as fast as possible. How do we turn a couple of $1,000s to a six-figure business in a couple of months? How do we do that? First of all, the number one thing is retail arbitrage. The reason I love retail arbitrage is because the margins tend to be much higher. Plus, unlike online arbitrage, you're not waiting for the products to come like that. 1 week. Sometimes these online retailers will take like 5 to 7 business days to ship out your item, right? That's a week of time just gone, and we can't afford that right now. So we're gonna start off with retail arbitrage. We're gonna go to Ollie's, Marshalls. We're gonna go anywhere that has products at below market resale price, right? And we're going to build initial capital, and we're going to establish proof of concept. How are we going to establish proof of concept? Is we're going to go wide on items. So our number one strategy is we're going to go as wide as possible on inventory. We want to go wide, different products. So we want to buy 2 to 3 units of every product. We don't want to go deep on items because you don't have a skill set, right? You don't know what a profitable product looks like. You don't know what brands that you can sell, what brands you can't, what brands are IP. So the best way to get over the learning curve as fast as possible is going to be just going as wide as possible on inventory. Let me give you guys a quick example of what going wide on inventory means, right? Let's just say you find a good product that sells 100 plus times a month, 200 plus times, right? Let's just say you go to Ollie's, there's a bunch of products over there and everything. I would rather have you buy 10 to 15 products and buy 2 to 3 units. Don't go too deep, right? And just test it out. See which products work, see what products don't, right? So you're not losing any money, right? So you're not making expensive mistakes. What newer sellers tend to do, they tend to get impatient. They just buy 100 units of something and it doesn't sell. It takes about like 4 to 5 months to sell out. And their capital that they're supposed to be cash flowing as fast as possible, their money just isn't turning around fast enough. We want to be able to flip. We want to be able to turn our money as fast as possible. And the best way to do that is doing retail arbitrage and doing FBM, fulfilled by merchant. The reason why I love fulfilled by merchant instead of FBA for beginners is because you can get the product retail arbitrage and then you could sell it the same day. I've had multiple instances where me or my students were going on a retail arbitrage trip, we're coming back, half of my inventory sold out. And that's just the power of FBM plus retail arbitrage combo. So if you have limited capital, this is where you're going to start. This is where we get to the hybrid approach over here, right? Now, we want to start running online arbitrage, right? We want to start learning online arbitrage, but it is a learning curve. So while we're learning online arbitrage, we're never taking away from our business. So we're dedicating a couple of more hours to learning online arbitrage while I'm keeping my retail arbitrage money coming in. It's still coming in, right? I'm still going to stores. I'm still selling those items, but I'm adding more sourcing, right? You're probably not going to find products, right? First week or two of you sourcing online arbitrage. It's a learning curve. You're going to have to learn it, right? If you want to get over that learning curve as fast as possible and become very good at online arbitrage, watch my sourcing. I promise you, I'll drop the best sauce in the game that these other people make you pay, right? The hybrid approach is going to be the best approach because you're still making your retail arbitrage money and you're learning online arbitrage. So you're adding another income stream in, right? Allocating 30% of capital to online sourcing. So you're diverting some capital. So when you do start finding products for OA, you're spending money on that with the retail arbitrage. And that's where you build up some sales. You could start sending out some shipments FBA because you've cash flowed, right? You've turned around your money with retail arbitrage, FBM retail arbitrage combo. Builds up your capital to a couple of more $1,000s, probably the 5 to 7, 8K range, right? So now you're dedicating your time to sourcing products online, using racketing, discounted gift cards, and now you're learning how to build your margin online. You're reselling these brands from high on Amazon. You're leveraging your manufacturing, your margin, you're learning, you're getting over this learning curve. You're using discounted gift cards, getting 10% off here, 8% off there, right? You're stacking coupon codes over here. You're generally getting over that learning curve while keeping the retail arbitrage income. And this hybrid approach is where you should be doing your first 10, 15K month, right? You should be doing this until you get to that 10, 15K per month and you're cash flowing your money as fast as possible while learning online arbitrage. But guys, most people get stuck here. They make a couple of $1,000s and they get complacent. They stop learning, right? They stop learning. They get complacent. They make their first dollars online and they stay over here, right? We want to keep moving on. We want to keep growing. If your business is not growing, it's dying. There's only two different things that can be happening in your business. It's either growing or it's either dying. That's it. And if we're sticking here, retail arbitrage, right? Cool, you're building relationships with store managers and everything, but that's not the best way to leverage our time, right? So once we learn how to use Keep a Product Finder, once we learn how to source products online consistently, this is, we're going to step 3, full online arbitrage, right? Transition completely to online sourcing and scale your purchasing operations, right? This is where we're spending thousands of dollars on inventory every single day, online arbitrage, right? This is where all we're doing, we're getting on our computer for a couple hours every single day. We have a spend goal. We're spending $200, $300, $400, $500 on inventory, right? Sending it in FBA, and we're just consistently putting inputs in every single day. We're not driving to stores anymore. We have a skill set now, right? We have some leverage. We're feeling good, right? We have kind of a business now. And these are some key success factors over here, right? Your inventory has to move, right? If you get on these listings that don't sell, so guys, on a product like this over here, right? If there's 20 sellers on the listing, we want to turn around our money as fast as possible. It only sells 100 plus times a month. We don't want to buy 50 units, right? It just doesn't make sense. We want cash flow. We want stuff that's going to sell. So guys, I really want to emphasize fast inventory turnover, being able to read Keep a Charge consistently and being able to make decisions backed by the data. And you can do your first 6 figures in profit just at step 3, right? But step 4 is going to make it so much easier. Step 4 is now you have an actual business, right? Now when you're hiring a virtual assistant, he's working 8 hours for you every single night. You're waking up to leads. You're going to have to train him. You're going to have to teach him everything you learned in step 1, step 2, step 3. Not retail arbitrage, but you're going to have to teach him how to do OA. And guess what? And if you haven't had any luck with virtual assistants, and every time you try to train one, they suck at sourcing, that just means you're not good enough to be teaching somebody else, right? If you can't teach a virtual assistant, you're going to have to stay at step 3. You're going to have to scale it. You're just going to have to keep focusing on building up your skills. And if not, you're going to stay in the stage where you're going to be doing everything in your business, right? This is the next step over here. Step 4, right? You're adding somebody that's putting in 40 hours into your Amazon business every single day. This is the highest leverage thing you can be doing for your business. Get 2 extra income, 2 to 3, 4 extra income while freeing up time for yourself to do higher leverage tasks. Over here, we solve 2 problems, right? We don't have enough time to be sourcing more products, right? Because obviously we need more sales. How do we get more sales? We find more products. How do we find more products? We put more time in, right? Some people, they have school. Some people have college. Some people are starting this as a side hustle, right? Some people can't make this a full-time income yet. So how do you solve the time solution? You get a virtual assistant, you delegate, right? There's going to get to a point where I have a lot of leads. Leads are coming in, but I don't have enough money. My money's not turning around fast enough. What should I do? This is where you can get an LLC. You can get 0% APR cards, Chase, Wells Fargo. You get the Amex Plum where it's 60 days to pay off FBA and stuff. So with step 5, we're solving the capital issue, right? We're leveraging the bank's money, right? To turn around, we're leveraging the bank's money. They're giving us $10, $20, $30,000. And we're getting a 30, 40% return on that. We're doing that multiple times. And we're getting credit card points. We're getting cash back. There's just so many benefits that come to this, right? There's so many benefits that come to, but you'll never get to this point if you're stuck in the retail arbitrage rat race. You made a couple of dollars online. Congratulations. But we need to take steps. We need to start growing. And it's uncomfortable. I promise you guys, staying in the same place in your business, not growing your business, it's uncomfortable too, right? Always have to be understanding that every step of the way is going to be harder, but the reward is going to be greater, right? So some people, and each step that you climb up, right, you're going to have a higher income. You're going to make more money. Step 1, they stick to retail arbitrage and they fall off over there. Some people do the hybrid approach, right? And they get stuck there, right? Some people full online arbitrage, right? They get stuck there, right? Some people don't. Some people are stuck. You can get stuck doing fully online arbitrage where you're doing everything yourself. You're stuck there. You're not building systems out. You're not automating anything. So you're stuck doing everything in your business, right? Some people can't hire their first VA. There's a bottleneck in every step of the way. If you can get through these steps as fast as possible, right? You could reach your first 6 figures in profit in just 6, 7, 8 months. You could cut down the time to your first 6 figures in profit in just a couple of months. I'm telling you guys right now. But if you guys follow the step-by-step 6-figure Amazon FBA roadmap, I promise you guys it will give you a way better chance to actually hit that 6 figures of profit. So guys, this stuff is simple, but it's not easy, right? People, it's going to be uncomfortable, but this is what it takes to get that 6 figures in profit. This is what it takes. This is the clear roadmap. People will charge you for this information. If you guys have any questions,